Well, hello everybody. My name is Cam McDonald. I am a leadership coach, speaker, and team culture strategist, and I am honored to be with all of you today. I hope you've been enjoying the conference so far, and a big thank you to Joanne and all the organizers of this conference. I really hope it's been a wonderful experience. So I'm excited to be with you today. As you can see, I am speaking on a topic that's really close to my heart, and that is leading for growth, practical leadership strategies for remote business owners. Now, this is what I love to do. I love to work with leaders. I've been doing this for the last 20 years. And basically, I've spent that time coaching leaders to develop their skills and their mindset so that they can lead their people and their organization with clarity, confidence, and courage. I know that leading a business, running a business, especially if you're running it on your own or if you're running it remotely with a dispersed team, that's not easy. And I have worked with a whole bunch of businesses over the last few years to help them come up with a plan to grow. And so I'm hoping today that you're going to get a little bit of a snapshot of how I could help you. And I really hope that today you walk away with some practical strategies that will help you to take your next step as a leader in your business. So we're going to get straight into it. What are we going to go to in today? Where are we going to go? As you can see, this is just a little bit more about me. You can read that, but really what I want you to do is listen to what I have to say. And I've been thinking about you very specifically, about what I'd say to you, about what I'd share. And as I said earlier, I wear a lot of different hats. I'm a Gallup certified strengths coach. I've been leading and coaching people for 20 plus years. I've had lots of different leadership roles myself, both in corporate and non-profit work. I do a lot of training and facilitation, but I don't just want to wear any of those hats today. I also want to wear a different hat you might not expect, and that is I actually want to be a bit of a friend to you. And here's what I mean by that. You might be wondering, how are you my friend? I've never even met you. Here's why I want to be your friend. I want to be a friend to your business. I want to be a friend to the goals that you have to achieve in your business that will help you take another step towards your dreams. Because I know what it's like to build a business alone. I know what it's like to start a business on my own and have to figure out how to do it all myself. I know what it's like, and I've worked with many other businesses who know what it's like to have to balance client relationships and marketing and finances and operations and just staying ahead in a highly competitive industry. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed. I know what it's like to feel stuck. I know what it's like to feel unsure and to not quite know how to grow without sacrificing everything in the process. I've been there before, and I've helped other business owners in that same place. I hope that in some way I can be a friend to your leadership growth today. And so the purpose of today's workshop is really to help you to work out what's holding you back, what's got you stuck right now, and what you need to do that might actually help you get unstuck so you can experience the results and the success that you're looking for. So do me a favor before we go any further. I want you to grab a notebook or open a notes app, whatever you need to do, and you're going to be writing a whole bunch of action points down today that are going to help you move forward. So make sure you take notes, because you are going to be actively putting some things into practice in your business that is going to help you take another step and go to the next level. So what can you expect from today? Where are we about to go? Well, there's a few things we're going to do. And firstly, the first thing we're going to cover today is that we're going to talk about the 3 challenges that I believe all businesses face, but in particular, businesses that are leading themselves remotely, that are running remotely. We're going to talk about the 3 most common challenges businesses face that are leading in that remote space. And the good news is we're not going to stop there just by talking about the problems. We're also going to equip you with some solutions. So we're going to cover 3 practical leadership strategies that I believe are going to help you to take your business to the next level. And not only that, but right throughout this entire presentation, you're going to get the chance to do a whole lot of practical activities. And so we're actually going to do one right now. I'm going to give you the chance to answer a very specific question on the next slide. And when you get there, all you need to do is pause the video, and all you can do there is answer the question. And so I'll talk about that in a second, but the first thing I want you to do now is you're gonna go to the next slide, and you're gonna do a practical activity just to get those creative juices flowing, to get you starting to think about what is currently happening in your business. So let's check out this next slide. Okay, here's the first question I have for you. What is the biggest challenge that you are facing in your business right now? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause this video, and I want you to take 1 to 2 minutes, maybe 3. Hopefully you don't need to take longer than that. And I want you to write down your biggest challenge in business right now. Okay? So pause this video, and then we're going to come back and discuss what you found out. I believe there are really 3 key problems that a lot of people face leading their businesses. And again, in that remote space, if you're doing it on your own, or you've got a team all online and they're in different time zones even, that can be a very challenging thing to actually overcome and to get traction on so your business can grow. So there are 3 problems. And the first one is that you actually get stuck working in the business instead of actually leading it. And so often what happens when we start a business is we become the CEO, the Chief Everything Officer. We end up doing everything: sales, bookings, client management. We do all the marketing, we do all the admin. And really what happens is we get so stuck in the day-to-day that we actually don't lift our heads up long enough to actually think strategically about where we're going, what our goals are, and what it would take to get there. Often in this space, we struggle with our boundaries. We're at the mercy of our clients 24/7, and we really find it hard to create a scalable, predictable business model that generates consistent revenue. Often I've found, even in my own life, especially early on in business, it can be really easy to just get stuck feeling overwhelmed and reactive rather than proactive and in control. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is that, again, I think sometimes it's really easy to get stuck choosing to do everything ourselves instead of actually delegating to our team. I talked earlier about being that chief everything officer. Well, the challenges of that is that even if you have a team, sometimes we just find it hard to let go. And not only do we just get stuck in all the day-to-day, but we actually hold on to it, and we find it hard to build a high-performing team and a highly connected team that actually builds the business with us. Often here we don't have a plan to build our team. We don't have a plan to grow our leaders. We don't have a plan to develop our people. And again, sometimes that leaves the team dynamics feeling a little bit chaotic rather than effective. And so, again, my goal is to help you with that today if that's you. The third problem that I often find working with business owners, and again, particularly in this remote space, is that sometimes we just don't have a clear plan for success in the future. We might have even achieved some success in the past. We've hit some goals before, but sometimes we find ourselves in that place where we're just unsure how to grow beyond where we are. We're not quite clear on where we want to be and how we're going to get there. And so I think these are the 3 most common challenges of leading a great business. And I want to help you with every single one of them today. This is going to be practical. So again, get your pen and paper ready, because I'm going to give you some activities to do. So first of all, you've already hopefully identified what your biggest pain point is right now. And maybe it was one of these 3 that I just talked about, but I want to remind you, if that's it, if that's you, whatever your pain is right now in business, here's one thing. If you take nothing else away from this today, here's the thing I want you to remember. There is help and there is hope. You are not at the end of your rope. There is a way forward, and you might not just need to reach out for help. So hopefully today I can be a helping hand towards your success. Hopefully today, the next 3 strategies that we talk about and this next few minutes that we have together, you can walk away with a practical game plan to bring action to the areas of your business where you want to move forward the most. So don't forget, there is help and there is hope. So with that in mind, I want you to pause briefly for some reflection again, and I want you to think about those 3 biggest challenges that I talked about, plus maybe the ones that you wrote down earlier, and I want you to have another think again. Hopefully you've written this down on paper, and I'd like you to circle or highlight which of these leadership challenges do you think affects you the most and why. Okay, so pause the video now, write some things down, and we're going to come back and talk about that again. So do that for me, pause this video now, and we'll talk to you after this short little break. Okay, we're back. Again, I hope you paused that video and you had a chance to reflect. Again, I wonder what you wrote down. We've talked about all the different things that could be our biggest pain points right now. And again, I just want to remind you, there is help and there is hope. Yeah, see, I remember when I first started running my business, I really thought that success was all about working harder. I thought it was about doing more. I thought it was about taking everything on myself. I thought it was about making sure every single detail was completely perfect before I did anything else. But for me, the problem was, instead of growing, I was stuck. Instead of growing my business, I was overwhelmed and I was exhausted. And really, it wasn't until I realized that leadership isn't just about executing tasks, it's about empowering people, that I actually started to see growth happen in my business. You see, if you're going to learn anything about running a great business, you've got to realize that running a great business is actually about building a great team around you. If you want to build a business that grows, at some point, you're going to have to make that first hire or second or third, and you're going to have to build a team around you that can run and build that business with you. So for me, I had to learn that leadership isn't just about executing tasks and getting stuff done. It's about empowering others to execute tasks and get things done. So here's what I want you to do. For a few different areas of business, I've written them on the screen there. I want you to give yourself a rating of where you think you are at in your business right now. Now, again, there's 4 different areas that I've identified, but there might be some other ones you've identified for yourself. Maybe, again, it could be your marketing or your finances, could be some operational challenges, it could be your people. But whatever that is, I want you to write down all those different areas of your business, inclusive of the ones on the screen. And for each area, I want you to give it a traffic light. Okay, red, yellow, or green. Red means struggling, yellow means it needs improvement, and then green means that you are thriving and on top of the world. So I want you to take 2 minutes right now to write down those different areas of your business and just give it a rating. Where are you at? Where are you at? So pause the video now, take 2 minutes, write down your rating of the areas of your business and where you need to focus on most. And we're going to come back and talk about how you can take things to the next level. Okay, again, hopefully you paused that video and you're back, or you just sat through an awkward silence. But either way, again, it's so important to stop long enough to actually assess where we're at. Often what happens when we run a business is we are running so fast and so hard that we actually don't stop to strategize our next steps. And so today is about helping you do that, to think about how you're leading your business and help you to take some next steps forward with practical intention so that you can actually see some results. Okay, so I want to talk about 3 strategies that I believe are going to help you to grow your business. Whatever you found out your issues were, whatever your biggest challenge was, and whatever areas of your business are needing the most help right now, I believe these 3 strategies are going to help you to actually see results where you need them. Okay, so the first strategy to grow your business and to see the results you're looking for is to shift your mindset from doer to leader. You need to adopt that CEO mindset. Now, this is a different type of CEO than the one I talked about before. The first type of CEO is the Chief Everything Officer. Again, you've got to shift that mindset to the Chief Executive Officer. When you start thinking from being a doer to a leader, you're actually taking a step above and you're starting to see the business as a whole. You're not so much focused on and caught up in all of the day-to-day, but you're actually taking a more highly strategic bird's eye view of your business, and it's going to enable you to make better decisions and see better results. Okay? Here's the big idea. Your business will never outgrow your mindset. Okay? The lid on the growth of your business is often going to come down to the lid that you place on your own thinking. Okay? In reality, if we get stuck in doer mode, here's what's happening. We're spending all of our time working in the business and none of our time actually working on the business. Now, you may have heard that before. So this isn't necessarily a brand new thought, but it is so true that when we find ourselves in doing mode, we actually don't stop long enough to get into that strategic thinking that will help our business grow and move forward. So here's the deal. I want you to take 2 minutes, and again, I'm going to ask you to pause this video. Again, it's meant to be practical. You're meant to be designing a plan that's taking your business to another level. I want you to write down one task that is taking time from what you should be focusing on. Okay? This is one task that ultimately you need to do something about. You either need to automate it, you need to eliminate it, or you need to delegate it. This is a task or a set of tasks that you cannot afford to be spending all of your time on, and it's taking time away from the things that actually grow your business. So write down one task that you believe is taking time away from things you really need to focus on, and it's something that someone else could do or something that you need to eliminate or automate, okay? And then I want you to write down, the second thing I want you to do is write down one leadership habit that you're going to commit to in order to see results in that area, okay? So maybe it is sitting down in that particular area of your business and actually putting together a strategic plan. Maybe it's having that conversation with that staff member that you're going to delegate that task to and ensuring that they're set up for a win. Maybe it's making that sales phone call and swallowing your pride or your fear and just having a crack at something you never thought would be possible. What is it for you that you've been stalling on or putting aside that is actually going to be the key to the growth of your business? Okay? Before you take a minute to pause, I want you to think about this. If you committed to this, what's the ultimate result that it would give you? Okay? I want you to think about that while you're deciding what you're going to do. If you actually followed through, what would be the genuine result in your business? Okay? And then if you don't follow through, what's the likely crisis scenario you might be facing? Okay? So pick an area that you need to delegate, automate, or eliminate. Figure out what you're going to do. What's your CEO behavior that you need to adopt in the business so you can take the next step? And what is the result if you do it or if you don't? Okay? Take 2 minutes, pause the video, and I'll see you back here in a second. Okay, hopefully again, you are back and you've got some things written down. The whole point of this is to get you to stop long enough to reflect on where you're at and what you need to do to move forward. That was strategy number 1. Let's move to strategy number 2. Okay, if you want to grow your business and really bring that leadership that you've always wanted to bring to the results you want to see, the second thing you need to do is actually invest in building your team and get the right systems and structures in place that will help you to grow. Again, one of the biggest challenges for leaders in their businesses is to let go and let others take the lead. Okay? I call this the leadership shift. And I believe that there are 3 key shifts that every business owner needs to make if they really want to see things move forward. The first shift is you've got to move out of founder mode and into manager mode. And what I mean by that is you've got to start to outsource those low value tasks so you can focus on what matters most. The second shift is moving from manager to leader. And really that's all about beginning to build your dream team and streamline those key processes so that things are actually working without you. And then the third shift is moving from leader to visionary. And again, this is about getting your eyes up, getting strategic in your thinking, getting that long-term vision and viewpoint so that you can actually make better data-driven decisions. You can focus on your strategy, you can focus on building and expanding the business, and you can keep that vision sharp so that the rest of your team can follow along with you. So let's unpack this really quickly. I'm going to give you each of these stages really quickly and some practical things to work out which one you're at. So as I'm talking, write some things down and work out what stage of the business are you at right now. Maybe you're really early on in business and this is you. You're the founder to manager stage. Some of your leadership challenges really are all about you setting the tone for the business, but really you're kind of still doing most things yourself. And the skills you need in this space is that sense of resilience. You're going to have to push through a whole lot of challenges. You're going to need a high level of focus and self-leadership. And really, you're going to have to set that strategy yourself. But here's why you can't stay here. Because at the end of the day, if you want your business to grow and if you want to double or triple your revenue and see things move forward, if you want to move from being that sole operator and actually have the lifestyle that you're looking for, you're going to need to ensure that you start empowering other people and hiring the kind of team that can carry the business with you. Okay? So your key focus at this point in the business is firstly to establish that sense of clear vision, know where you're going and what you want to achieve. You actually need to, again, have a really clear understanding of what those high value tasks are. But then the real breakthrough is going to come when you hire your first A player member of your team. That person who goes above and beyond, that person who's kind of like the start of your dream team, who can carry the business with you. They don't just clock on and clock off, but they own it like you do. Okay, so that's going to be a really important point in this first stage of business. And in this stage, again, because you're doing so much and you're carrying so much, it's a really important focus here. As you're working hard and you're hitting the grind, which is a real place, you got to keep yourself healthy. Your best gift to the people that you start to lead in that space is actually a healthy and flourishing you. If you are healthy, your business will thrive. Okay? If you're not healthy, your business will dry you up and it will dry up itself as well. Okay? So focus on building that first A player and focus on getting yourself into that place of well-being so you can begin to grow and scale the business. Now, secondly, that second phase of business is that manager to leader phase. And again, this leadership shift is all about shifting from doing everything to begin empowering others. This is where your team's starting to expand. Maybe you've got your revenue is starting to grow now. You've had to hire people and you're beginning to build a great team. One of the most important things in this phase is to actually start building a really strong culture and to grow that sense of accountability amongst the team, particularly a team that is primarily online. Team culture matters. And if people are undermining you and if your culture isn't actually a strong one that people find themselves wanting to be a part of, you're going to have a really hard time keeping and maintaining a strong and high-performing team. So if you really want that high-performing team I was talking about earlier, really the biggest shift in this space is moving from boss to coach. It's actually about focusing on developing the people in your team and building the kind of culture that people want to be part of. I want you to spend some time thinking about what kind of culture would make this business be the kind of business that everybody would want to be part of? What kind of culture would I want to see? Okay. And as you start to flesh that out, you can then start to think about, okay, well, if that's the culture I want, what kind of behaviors and values and qualities and atmosphere do I need to have present? What kind of climate, if you will, do I need to create so that that is the result? So the most important thing about this to remember is that your most important job as a leader is actually to develop other leaders around you and to build a strong culture. A culture that supports the growth of your team, a culture that speaks about who you are as a business and makes you stand out from the rest, and the kind of culture that everybody wants to be a part of. And here's the third stage. We're going through this quick because we've still got one more strategy to give you before we finish. And that is this leader to visionary stage. For me, at this point in business growth, you're kind of starting to get some momentum here. So often what happens is when you start to grow and see momentum, you're also probably going to see a little bit of growth in that area of chaos. You're going to see new things happen that you've never seen before. And your job as a leader is to begin managing and leading through that complexity and really focusing on how you can get that strategic high-level view so that you can make better decisions. In this space, the number one thing to focus on is to implement scalable structures, ensure that your team are aligned to your vision, and that you've got processes and procedures that can scale and grow with you as the business continues to move forward. Okay, so focus here on establishing some key leaders in this space that can lead the business with you, not just execute tasks, and make sure you focus on building those scalable systems that enable the business to continue to grow at unprecedented rates. Okay, in this space, really your leadership legacy in the business is actually about developing systems that last beyond you. It's about setting the business up to run without you. This will enable you to go on that holiday, to take that time out with your family, to be able to do those things that really matter most to you without and ensure that your well-being is still prioritized while the business grows as well. So those are the most important things to focus on when it comes to taking your business to the next level. So again, I want you to pause the video. I want you to read everything on the screen. I've given you a summary of some activities you can do, but what you really need to do first is work out which stage of business am I in? Which is the shift I need to focus on most, okay? I've given you some tasks for each one. Take a few minutes to work out which is your shift that you need to focus on, and then put those actions into place, okay? So 2 minutes, pause the video, and then come back and we'll finish off. Okay, hopefully you had a chance to write down those key actions that you're going to take in this particular stage of business that you find yourself in. And again, my hope is that you've got something very practical you've decided to do in order to build your dream team and establish those key structures to take the business forward. Okay, so here's the final strategy. Let me go to that. Final strategy is this one here, designing your roadmap for sustainable growth. If you want to see that business grow to the next level, if you really want to see the results that you want to see, ultimately, you actually need a plan to do it. So often I work with business owners that just don't quite know how to get where they want to go. They've got an idea of where they want to be. They might have that dream destination, but they just don't know how they are going to get there. Here's the easiest way to figure that out. The first thing you need to do is get clarity on the end result, but then you've got to reverse engineer your plan to today. Often what we do is we set goals, but we don't make plans that align to the achievement of that goal. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think 12 months ahead, okay? Clarify that next growth phase of the business, then identify your leadership gaps, Okay, what's the thing that you need to grow in the most that'll help you get towards that goal? And then choose one strategic action that's going to help you to get there. Okay, so here's your action point exercise, designing your own personal roadmap to growth. I want you to take a few minutes. I don't mind how long it is, but again, I want you to pause the video, write down your next growth goal. So where do you want to be in 12 months time? Okay. With that in mind, what's one leadership skill that you need to develop? And what is one strategic action that you're going to take this month that is going to get you closer to that goal? Okay. Pause the video now, write down your plan for growth, and then we're going to come back and finish with one final thing. Here's the last thing I want you to do. I want you to think about what is the biggest insight that you are going to take away from this session today. Was there one thing that stuck out to you as an issue or a problem or even a solution in your business that you can do something about today? I want you to write down that one insight that you gained and one action that you are going to take immediately that is going to take your business to the next level. So take some time to do that now, and then we've got one final thing to do just before we wrap up. Okay, just before you go, I want to do one final thing. I actually want to invite you to work with me. I want to invite you to take your next step. Right now, you've ultimately got two choices. You can either keep doing it all yourself and keep on slogging away, trying to build your business. I'm sure you're doing a great job, but if you want to go to the next level and you want to do it fast, I believe that I can help you. I can help you step into that CEO mindset. I can help you build a really high performing team, and I can help you to create a business that grows without relying only on you. Okay? That's where I come in. I help businesses just like you to lead with confidence, to develop their team, and to grow their business sustainably through all of my coaching, my workshops, and my leadership programs. If you want to find out more, all you need to do is have a look at this QR code you can see on the screen right now. Check out my website, connect with me, and I will absolutely be honored to help you. I do a whole range of different things. We offer a leadership accelerator, which is a group coaching program for your leaders and team. I offer leadership workshops, which can be one-off or regular team training that can help you guys go to the next level. And I also offer strength-based leadership coaching, which I believe is absolutely essential when it comes to helping you and your people go to that next level that you need them to be at so that your business can flourish. So here's all you need to do. It's really, really simple. Follow this QR code, check out the link, and book a call with me today. I'd love to have a chat about how I can help you very specifically in your business. I've done this for a lot of different businesses who are all now flourishing, and I can't wait to chat to you. So once again, thank you for an unbelievable time. I hope you got so much out of today. Please get connected with me. I'd love to help you further, and hopefully I will see you on a Zoom call very, very soon. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Check me out on social media. Have a look at my website. I'd love to stay in touch with all of you. So go do that. Again, all of my links are there on this page right now. So hey, hopefully I'll see you online, either in the DMs on Instagram, on my email, on my website. But again, please follow me. I'd love to see you. I'd love to help you. Let's go to let's help take your business to the next level. Once again, thank you for having me. My name's Cam McDonald, and I hope you've had a great time at the conference so far. Thanks very much.